Rob Corddry?
Hey, how are you?
What's happening?
I'm good. I'm really good. How about you?
Oh, well, you know what? A movie about some of my favorite things, the 80s and hot tubs.
Really? Good. Good. I'm glad we could not disappoint you.
I know you've been doing a lot of press for this movie, Hot Tub Time Machine, which is hysterical. Are you over talking about the 80s, or are you still fired up about the 80s?
Bring it on.
Okay. What was the best part of the 80s for you?
Oh, terrible question. No, I'm kidding. The best part of the 80s for me, well, it was a rough decade, right? Like, I went through puberty in the 80s, so I don't know. I guess I got to touch a boobie.
You did? Well, that's an exciting thing. Do you remember the first boobie you ever saw, like on MTV?
On MTV? Well, actually, yes. I remember. Do you remember the Motley Crue Home Sweet Home video?
Yes, I sure do.
Where that chick, like, raises her shirt and they cut away right before the money?
So how many times did you watch that over and over again?
Oh, my God. I spent a lot of time with that video. And funny enough, we actually, and it was totally my idea because I've been rehearsing for this my entire life. We reshot that video, shot for shot, and it's in the movie Hot Tub Time Machine.
One thing that's being written about is your sex scene. How was that? I know it's not your first sex scene, though.
Which one?
There a couple of them, but what's it like being around naked women on a movie set?
Always uncomfortable. You know, like you have this idea that it's going to be this big, like, boner fest, and it's not at all. It's so uncomfortable, and it's all business, and you just feel bad for this poor woman, and yet you're like, well, she signed a contract, and then you're like, yeah, but maybe she was at gunpoint. Like, I don't know. I just never comfortable with it.
You know, I loved watching you on The Daily Show or On with Rob Corddry. Do you miss being on there?
I do, man. It was a fun time. I have very fond memories of it, and the people were very nice.
You're so great on there, but this movie is going to be so huge. Hot Tub Time Machine. It definitely brings back memories of a lot of those wacky ski movies from the 80s. Which one was your favorite? Because one that I remember real well was Hot Dog.
Yeah, Hot Dog was, I guess I'm partial to Better Off Dead.
Right, because of John Cusack, of course.
Also, it was just a little bit smarter, you know what I mean? Like,
okay.
It was as goofy as Hot Dog, but it was working on a whole nother level. You know, all those movies, those Savage Steve Holland movies with Cusack, were big favorites of mine.
I see you're on Facebook. Is that something you're on? I actually tried to friend you yesterday.
Hold on, maybe I've got it right. What's your last name?
Davis. First name Mara. And you know what? I went and looked up Rob Corddry on Facebook, and there were a couple of you on there.
No, come on. Well, there's two of me.
There's your fan page, but then there's like a couple of hobos that are posing as you.
Oh, no. Well, I've got one that I, accept any friend on, and then I've got one that it's just like my friends and family. Because the reason I did that was because I opened up, I pointed my iChat at my Facebook account.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, like, just complete strangers from all over the world were IMing me, and it was like it almost crashed my computer.
Oh, my God. That's got to make you feel good as a performer, as an actor, that you have so many fans that they would crash your computer. I mean, I guess that's kind of flattering.
Oh, it was awesome. No, I'm definitely not complaining. It was just overwhelming. There's nothing I could do. Like, there's no answering them, and that's just a little frustrating, you know?
It's certainly a big change from the 80s as you go through time travel on Hot Tub Time Machine. Are you into the show Lost, speaking of time travel?
Oh, God. Let's do it. Let's get into this. Lost has been one of the most frustrating experiences of my life. I'm on board. I don't miss a show, but I have not been happy since, I guess last season was pretty good.
Because
this season, what a disappointment.
I feel like let's just wrap it up already. It's enough.
No kidding. Well, listen, they know you're thinking that because after every show, they say, what do they say? They say, only 10 more explosive episodes until the 2-hour finale. Like, they want it to be over too, and they're like, look, we know this is terrible, but believe me, we have something. We have it figured out, and you will be satisfied.
Well, the movie's Hot Tub Time Machine. You're hilarious in it. We really look forward to seeing you in Atlanta when you do stuff with Adult Swim. We want to see you in the studio here. The door is always open at Dave FM. We love music. What are some of your favorite bands? Like, what's the last concert you saw?
Oh, I actually went to see, it was one of the best concerts I saw. I don't know if this is your format, but I went to see Built to Spill here in L.A. when they reunited, and I'm really into these, like, 90s bands that are reuniting, because that's when I was going to concerts every day, you know?
Sure. Cool. Yeah, there's a lot of that. I know Pavement's coming, and that's already a huge show. Are you a big Pavement fan?
Oh, my God. I just got the Greatest Hits album that's coming out, and it's a sign that you love a band. I know the words to every single song on
Nice.
that
Nice. We asked this question to Jennifer Coolidge. She was in here last week. So we'll ask you, Rob Corddry, the same question before we let you go. What's your all-time favorite sex scandal?
Ooh, well, I'm a big fan. I think Caligula's.
Okay.
A big fan of the Roman Empire, and boy, that guy was creepy, huh?
Going old school, like really old school.
Seriously old school.
Well, it's a pleasure to talk to you, Rob Corddry. The movie's called Hot Tub Time Machine. It's hilarious. You're hilarious. And we'll see you in Atlanta soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, take care, Rob.